This video is about why you keep ending up with the same type of person even when you know they're wrong for you, and how to finally break that pattern. Today you're going to learn the psychology behind why you're drawn to familiar but unhealthy dynamics, how to spot the invisible selection bias in who you give a chance to, and a simple three-step plan to rewire your attraction and make better choices without killing the spark. If you've ever said, why do I always pick the wrong ones? This will make it all make sense. So part number one, why you keep choosing the same type of person. Here's the truth most dating advice skips. You're not choosing with logic, you're choosing with memory. And I don't mean conscious memory, I mean body memory. When you meet someone new, your brain and nervous system are scanning them at lightning speed. They're not asking, do we share values? Are we compatible long term? No. They're asking, does this feel familiar? Does this match what I've known before? And here's where it gets tricky. If you grew up in an environment where love meant earning affection, so being good to get praise and warmth, emotional inconsistency, so sometimes they're there for you and sometimes they're not, walking on eggshells so you're careful not to trigger conflict, and high highs and low lows, connection feeling like a roller coaster, then your body associates those things with love, even if they caused pain. So when someone new gives you that same mix, emotionally hot, then cold, a little bit of unpredictability, makes you want to prove yourself, it lights you up. It feels like home. It's not necessarily good for you, but it's known to you. Psychologically, we call this repetition compulsion. It's your subconscious trying to recreate an old story with a new character, hoping this time it ends differently. Except it rarely does. Because if you pick from the same blueprint, you ultimately get the same ending. And the cost of not noticing is the following. You'll keep getting hurt by the same type of partner. Your self-worth will erode a little more each time. You'll convince yourself all relationships are like this. And you'll start to feel that healthy people feel flat, boring, so you don't give them a chance. So my question to you, have you ever had that instant connection with someone only to realize months later they were basically your ex in disguise? Drop a comment if you did. Part number two, how the pattern actually plays out in real life. Once you're aware of the blueprint, you start seeing it everywhere. But here's how it usually unfolds before people notice it. Stage one, the magnetic pull. The first meeting feels electric. You might think, we just get each other. This feels so easy and exciting. I can't stop thinking about that other person. The conversation flows, you open up really fast. Maybe they overshare too, which creates this false sense of intimacy. Boundaries blur pretty early and you start to skip steps. What's really happening in the situation? They're triggering your attachment style. Your body recognizes something familiar and your brain mistakes that for compatibility. Stage two, the familiar tension. Then the shift happens. It might be small at first, they reply slower, they seem distracted or distant, they criticize you in subtle ways. Your nervous system starts to kick into survival mode once again. I've been here before, I know how to get them back. And you start overthinking every message. You start adjusting your behavior to be more acceptable. You start giving more to get them to re-engage with you. And this is the chase stage. And it feels urgent, not because you love them, but because you're trying to restore safety. And then stage three, the emotional crash. The inconsistencies start to add up and you're going to start to feel drained, insecure, like you're never enough, and the relationship either ends or it limps along in a slow, low-level dissatisfaction. You promise yourself you'll choose differently next time, but the moment you meet someone who triggers that familiar pull, you're back in. So why is this stage such a trap? Because your brain releases dopamine when the tension breaks, the same way it would if you were winning a gamble after multiple losses. That relief high is addictive and it convinces you to stay longer than you should. And I hear you, but what if it's actually different this time? That's the hook, the hope that this person will finally give you what the last one didn't. But unless you change the blueprint, you're playing the same story with a new co-star. So my question to you, does stable ever feel less exciting to you than unpredictability? If it does, drop it in the comments below. And part number three, the break the pattern plan. Breaking this cycle isn't about memorizing red flags or forcing yourself to like people you're not attracted to. It's about retraining your nervous system so you can recognize and feel drawn to healthy love. And here's how you can start. Step number one, identify your blueprint. You can't change what you can't see. Right now, you probably have an emotional type. even if your partners look different on paper. So grab a notebook and write down the following. Firstly, the 3 most painful emotional experiences from your last few relationships. For example, if you felt abandoned, criticized, ignored. Number 2, the 3 common personality traits those partners shared. Was it emotional unavailability? Were they highly critical? Were they avoidant? And number 3, the 3 main feelings you spent the most time in. Being anxious, feeling not good enough, walking on eggshells. That list, that's your attraction blueprint. And it's what your nervous system is scanning for when you meet someone new. And I hear you, this feels negative, I don't want to dwell on the past. This isn't about blame or bitterness, it's about data and understanding. If you don't map the pattern, you'll keep falling into it without even realizing. Step number 2, create a pause between spark and action. The instant spark you feel with certain people is often familiarity in disguise. So before you lean in, you need to add observation time. And here's how you do it. If you meet someone and feel a strong pull, tell yourself, observe before investing. Slow the pace. More group settings, more time between replies, more days between seeing each other, and then notice how they behave in neutral moments, not just during the high energy connection. Why does this work so well? When you slow things down, your brain can process without adrenaline running the show. The familiarity, it loses its grip and red flags become easier to spot. But I hear you, but if I slow it down, won't I lose them? If slowing down makes someone disappear, they weren't going to offer stability anyway. Healthy connection can handle a measured pace. And step number 3, experiment with dating outside your blueprint. For 1 week, intentionally give attention to people who don't trigger your usual instant obsession feeling. The ones you normally dismiss as too nice, too stable, or not exciting enough. The reason why is your nervous system needs exposure therapy to learn that calm can still be compelling. It's not about forcing attraction. It's about building tolerance for emotional safety. So try this, saying yes to a coffee with someone consistent but not intense. Responding to messages from people who show steady interest, noticing how your body feels when you're with someone who isn't a roller coaster. And I hear you, but what if I feel nothing? That's absolutely fine. You're not committing, you're training yourself. At first, stability will feel off because it's unfamiliar to you. The more you experience it, the more your nervous system will start to find it more and more attractive. So here is your 7-day challenge for the next week. Number 1, map your old blueprint. Number 2, pause and observe when you feel the strong pull. And number 3, give stable people a real chance. Do this and you'll start to notice you spot your old patterns earlier. The magnetic pull to chaos will start to weaken and you will start to feel attraction to people who can actually show up for you. So by now you should know why you keep ending up with the same type of person and why it's not random, how your nervous system is wired to seek familiarity, not necessarily what's good for you, and a step-by-step way to rewire that pattern without killing the spark. So comment below what's one trait your type always seems to have and are you ready to stop chasing it? And if this helped, of course subscribe. Here on the Awaken channel, we don't do vague dating tips. We teach you how to break the patterns that keep you stuck so you can choose love that feels safe and exciting. As always, I've been Jack. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.